It's Mike Mikowski again, and we're going to have another installment in my 1/24 scale Revell Gemini build. And since last time we made some progress on some of the interior, so let's take a look at what we've done. So we'll swing over here. I think I showed you last time. Can you see this? Is this good? Good position? Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I got my camera person going here. So the main seat is all detailed up. I got a bunch of stills on there, so I won't spend a lot of time going over that again. The left-hand seat won't have as much detail because there'll be a figure in it and you won't see it. But they're pretty much done. Then I started working on the instrument panels. I'll have a write-up on this, but make a long story short, I used mostly the kit part, not the LVM resin or photo etch, just because the kit part had more surface enhanced three-dimensional detail. But I did add some custom decals and a few other parts for these handrails and some of the photo etch switches, and made some modifications. Added this sidewall, which is kind of prominent in photos. So that's pretty well done. There's an overhead panel that I'm not going to put switches in because you're not going to see them, but there's some photo etch little ring switches. And then the side switch panels, I added some wire switch protectors, and I went ahead and added all the switches with little bits of lead wire. They're still kind of shinier than I like. That's what the instructions for LVM recommends. Not super happy, but you're not going to see that very much anyway. So those are all the instrument panel parts. Now I'm trying to get this all together. Now the doors, worked on the hatches. It has some nice parts for the hatches, but the instructions are a little vague. They fit in here. We can open this up, and you can see how they pivot nicely. They give you some photo etch parts, some resin parts, and I got some primer on it. Problem is, when you put this all together, this lever arm here, that it's supposed to go behind the seat, but as I pointed out in the still photos, it doesn't fit behind the seat. So you can try to put a seat here, and it's supposed to go down a little below that rail. And if you put that on here, you see pretty clearly, if I can get it aligned properly, it's not going to go behind that seat. It's hitting the top of the seat. So I had to re-wicker this, kind of bend this back. I got to redo it. I added some pieces for the little support brace in there. The instructions are a little vague. I thickened that up to make it look like a beam. But now I got to pull it backwards so it's more 90 degrees. Probably also going to add another little strip of styrene on top of the provided strip here to push the seat out a bit. And of course that doesn't fit very well in here, because you put this part in here and they give you photo etch replacements. And for this to fit, it's got to go much further down. So what I've decided to do is I cut the bottom of the interior walls so it can stretch out a little further and give the seat more room to fit. Hopefully that's going to help, and we'll see. I just did that last night, so that's pretty much where we are. So trying to get all these parts to fit in here, it's not a very good fit. Someone should come up with a better solution that involves 3D printed parts for like the instrument panel, the ejection seat pieces. Using photo etch for that is kind of a less than ideal situation. Hopefully being able to take this wall, trim it, and push it outward will give the seat more room. So we'll see how that works, and keep an eye on the website for some still photos of the process. And I'm also working on cleaning this up in here on these fairings. And my cat wants to help, so I need to go now because the cat said it's time to go. So we'll see you in a week or two. Thanks.